afternoon everyone, it's Rachel here and we are back with Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, and I had mentioned I was going to do my envelope, my fabric envelope. So I have a very grungy piece of damask, antique damask sort of fabric with marks on it, and I have ripped it into a squarish shape, shall we say. It's about 9 inches by 9 inches. And I think I've done a tutorial on this sort of thing before where I made a fabric envelope. And so then what I do is just put it at an angle like that, and then you just fold it up on the 3 sides, and then you get your envelope. Look at that. So this is going to go on my next page, I have decided, which I think is the prompt reveal next week. So I'm going to work on this today. Probably I may not finish it, but you'll get the idea of how it's going to happen. So my first thing I want to do is I'll keep that as the outside, and I want to sort of embellish it a little bit, so put something on it. And it may not be exactly 100% Christmassy, we'll see. I don't know what I might pull out. Let me see. I literally just turned the camera on. So let's just play around with it and see what's going to happen. Hopefully something good will happen, come out of it. Oh, I don't have my mat. Just a second. Oh dear, I've got stuff on the go all over the place. Okay, I've got my mat here. Here's my mat. Oh, look, I was looking for that. Found it. Okay. So still got all my stuff left over from last time because I haven't finished, of course. I need to get cracking on that. But we're going to put my piece here so it's easier to work on it. I do need to tidy up my stitching area. I keep it at that angle, I might even tuck it under slightly just so I can have an idea as to what it's going to look like. Okay, that's vague. Okay, so let's see, I think in my thoughts I would like to use one of the stamp pieces. So yeah, oh, look at that, that's so pretty. I'll keep that out. So these pieces here are a bit misplaced, they shouldn't be there. So just say this is my envelope here. Tuck that under. My goal is I could have it all. Oh, actually I don't know why I'm worrying about that. No, I don't need to worry about that. Ding dong. I need to flip it over this way. That's going to be stitched down onto my page. It's going to be this is what we're going to see. Oh, thank goodness I didn't do anything there. So we need to put this here. I am going to line it. So maybe I should decide my lining first. I'm going to line it with something. So let's see what bigger fabrics I have. I don't have any Christmas fabric, so we have to create the feeling without Christmas fabric. So, oh, you know what I could use? I've got this lovely, I would need to see what would I see in there. So that would have to be cut sideways. Oh, this one. Got some of this one inside. Yes. Okay, so what I need to do is clear away the mess and rip another square that goes on the inside. So, scissors, where have you gone in my mess? So how is everyone today? I hope you're well. We are well. Actually, I'm just going to put it right to the edge there, and I'm going to put 2 snips, and that way I can rip it, you see. There and there. It's very warm. We're in t-shirts. It's gone. We're now past the middle of October, and we're in t-shirts. I keep telling you, when we should be in winter woolies, and we're not. It's just bizarre. My husband said to me just before, you want to go for a walk? I'm like, well, it's a bit hot. I have to wait till it cools down a bit. It's too hot. Too hot. Okay, so that's that. That's going inside. So let's grab this. Now, keep putting it at an angle. See all of that grimy bit, you're not even going to see it. That's going to be inside. So if I keep it at an angle, then I can kind of see what's happening. I might just put a few pins in there just to keep it together. I really am making this up as I go. This is the only thing that I knew that I wanted to do, was do my, starting with from a square envelope. So this goes up, and they will need to overlap, but I'm going to put, I'm actually going to finish off the edges with some sort of, see, that's it. That's about what it's going to look like. And then that will fold down like that. Now let me just double check, because I started off with 10 inch. This is the size for my page, but I did start off with 10 inches by 10 inches, and it was too big. Is this a page? Is that one of my page sizes? I think it might be. No, that's not. I've lost my book. I haven't. It's here. Here it is. I told a lie. Here it is. I've got it. Okay. So let's grab one of these. This is the page. I think that other one was one too, but anyway, just to be sure, I need to make sure it's going to fit. Now I'm going to put it on sideways, I think, like that. So this will be incorporated into next week's. And whatever the prompt is going inside the envelope. Okay, so that's going to be good. So what I need to do is just crease it a bit. You'll be thinking, how is she going to manage this? I am. I've done it before. Okay, so that's that. Now, I want to, what I need are, now this, I love doing this. I do this all the time. What I need to do is, I need strips of this, but this might be too wide. Let me fold it in half. Now, if I wanted to be all neat, what I could do is run along, stitch along there, and then when you fold it over, it's nice and neat. I could do that. Or I can have raw edges, and I quite like the raw edges. I'm just wanting to see how, I think this one is too wide. I don't want it to take up all of my, no, that's too wide. So we need to trim it down a bit. So how wide is that? That one is 2 inches. I don't want 2 inches. I think I want it about like that. Let's see, when I fold it in half. Okay, you'll be thinking, what are you doing? Well, I've shown this before. So I'm going to grab a few colors that I think I might like to use. And I just put them on top of each other. And trim or rip to get the size. So I'll prepare a whole lot, and then I will be able to do, it's kind of like a binding, but it's a binding. I can get rid of this box. Yeah, it's kind of like a binding, but a raw edge binding. I can use that one. Always use your original piece too, because you might have a tendency to grow as you cut your extra pieces. So I find if I use my original one, I stay more or less the size that I should. I could use that one. That's already the right size. So I'm going to use my scraps. Get some green in there. I want to get some red in there as well. Let's put it behind. So what I might do is pause the video and continue to pull out colours and prepare them. I might use a bit of this of Lulu's. Lulu did this piece. I have to have a bit of that because she did that, and that way I've kept it. Okay, so I'll keep on doing that and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. What I'm doing is I've got all kinds of scraps here, taking them and folding them in half, running my nail along, and then So you could do that with an iron, but I'm just doing it with my nails. And then I'm overlapping the pieces over the edge of my envelope. And I'm also overlapping them on the previous piece. And then I'm pinning them in place at one end where they overlap. And then I'll, when I come to this end, I'm going to overlap another piece and then pin it. Maybe we'll use this one. I don't think I've prepared enough pieces because it does take quite a lot of strips. Doesn't matter if they're not, you know, perfectly even. It's not a problem. That, and we need a little piece there. So I'm just sort of alternating my colors in such a way that I like what they're looking like, if that makes sense. Just trying to see, maybe navy blue. It's a bit long, that one. Don't want red. I may need to pull out a few more colors. No, I don't want stripe on stripe. Let's see. Oh, I've got this one. Let's do a bit of this one. It's a bit long. So I need to remove this one. Right, now turn around. So this is how I'm putting it together. You could tack here just so it doesn't move if you're worried about it moving. And I'll come back to this one. This is a hemp. I slipped in a little bit of lace there. You can do that too. Okay, and we might need just cut. I cut it that way. So just so you get the idea of how I'm going about this, I'll pause the video in a second and finish it. And you can see I'm pinning them right where they meet. Take that pin out. Okay, I might be able to turn this one around then, and I'm going to just trim this excess bit off here. Okay, that's better. So that's going to go there, and I've got a pin in there. I need to take that out. What colour do I want? Maybe this one's time for that one, or do I want, I am enjoying the hand painted fabrics as well. I might like a piece of this. Oh, let's measure it. Maybe the darker end. So I might not even use this blue piece at all, but that was my sort of gauge as to the width of my pieces. That's got a bit of gold on it, so that sort of gives me a bit of a festive feel. So I'm going to hold this. I actually could put another pin in there. I said I was going to pause the video, didn't I? So that's there. And then Also just double check that it's, if you haven't tacked it down, that it's staying sort of flat. And move this over here. So I'm having raw edges. I'm not worried about that. Raw edges don't scare me. Because this is a long strip, I'll put another pin in there. And I definitely want to use this piece. I might put that piece over there. So I just trim it down to size. That one goes, oh, I haven't had this navy blue yet. Let's put that one. That one's probably a bit long. Let's just take a bit off. Need to cut it. Okay. Put navy blue there. I've used that one, maybe this one. Or did I use Lulu's one? Oh, I didn't use Lulu's one. I thought I did. I mustn't have. I'm going to put that one there. So two painted ones next to each other, which is not normal. I wouldn't normally do that, but anyway, I'm doing it. I might have, no, I'll leave it like that. So then I'm going to flip it over. See, look how cool that looks on that side. And then I'm going to decide, I think I like this, which is the point. I don't know which one I like the best, but anyway, I can decide that afterwards. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. It's a bit hard to fold because there are pins there, but then you attach these, you stitch them to join to each other. That one's folded up too high, like so. I will be stitching that, and then that, and that will be my envelope there. So then I need to sort of decide, do I want to put a little something there? I'd have to go through my things and see what I can find, but we can do that afterwards. So to stitch these down, I'm thinking that's going to be my, maybe that's going to be my top. Let's see. I don't think that one, no. That one. Maybe this one. So that's going to be my top. So basically what I'm going to do now is grab a floss. Let me see. I might use this one. This is a Perle number 8. And what I do is running stitch. Takes a while. I'm going to do 3 rows of running stitch. So go put your knot at the end. I'm going to do them all the same colour. So I'll just show you and then I'll do it off camera. I might stick my knot under there. Oh, what you don't want is like that little bunching there. So basically you're just running stitch all the way along. I will have to put that pin back in there because I don't want that to all come undone. So I'll start it along this edge, and then I'll do a row in the middle, more or less, and then a row along the edge down there. So it's a bit of work. And then another thing I might do is just come along with this plain thread, this one, and I may just do a little overcast stitch to hold my edges down. I might decide to do that. Because I might not even be 100% catching all of the layers. So I kind of want to move my pins down here. Make sure it all stays together. So this is a bit thick, this thread, because this fabric that I'm going through at the moment, because it's painted. So I may not stitch this close today because I want to have a think about how I'm going to attach it to my page. Whether I want to leave it open and then stitch around it and then fold it up onto my page, or will I attach it afterwards? I have to have a think about that. But I will tell you how I'm going to stitch it closed, so that way if anyone wants to make one that's going to be attached in some other way, then you can go ahead and make it. So I'm not doing perfectly straight or anything like that. It'll be fine once I, you know, get more rows in there. So yeah, not 100% removing all of my pins, just in case I'm not catching, you know, the two layers sandwiched between this kind of binding, rough binding it is, a very rough binding. You could use, you know, proper binding and have all neat edges, as I mentioned before. So I'll pause the video, I'll continue doing that, and then I'll... Okay guys, so I am back. I've stitched all around. I've done the 3 rows. I'm not feeling like I need to do any stitching down of these edges. I think that's fine. I can't remember which way. Isn't that pretty on that side? Well, that's really the side we're going to see. So I'm thinking I'm going to have this. No, let's just have a look again now that it's all stitched. No. Which one do I prefer? I think I prefer, no, I think I prefer the original. Okay, so my next job then is to sort of get my shape going by folding up my edges. I want that to meet there. So it will overlap a little bit down here because I haven't cut out the corners as the, you know, a real envelope would have that little bit down there cut out, this bit here. But we're doing it with fabric, so I'm not doing that. So I just need to sort of play around with it to get it to sort of meet. And you could do it like that and have that double. Maybe I'll do that. Let's see how, I just have to see how big it would be. Oh, that would work better. Yes. Okay, and is that then going to fit? And then I'll make it fold down further, I think. Is that going to fit on my page is the question. Let's grab the page. I think it was this one. It needs to fit on my page. So if I do it that way, that's making it bigger. but it could take up the whole page and just go to there like that. So that's what it's going to look like on that page. Okay. Now, to attach it to my page, what I'll do is once I've stitched it, I'll iron it so it flattens. I could just whip stitch around and then just do a little stitch. No, I could whip stitch there as well. So yes, I am going to stitch it closed now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line those up. It's a little bit fiddly. Actually, I'm going to overlap them very slightly. Okay, so I'm just going to grab now. I'm thinking, do I want to have a thread that I can see? Or do I want to just use this sort of thread and have it invisible? Like if I were to take this one, that actually wouldn't be bad. So I think I'm going to do that. Now, how many strands is that? I think that's 4. I'll only have 2 strands. And it's this one here on my table. So that's perfect. It's sort of in keeping with the colours. And then whatever, not that big whopper a needle, we need a little one. Whatever our theme is next week is going to be stitched and slide into the pocket. Now I might need to put a button on and maybe some sort of loop. But I might not get that done today because we have to. Now what I'm going to do is just hold this down. I'm just going to catch both, you see. It's very easy. It seems hard, but it's very easy. Maybe I should zoom you in. That would be a good idea. And slide over here. Now I've hooked around the edge there. So just a different take on an envelope if you want to do something different. Rather than folding a rectangle. Which is equally as good. Actually, it's probably better. Less bulky, but you know. I don't like to make my life easy. Oh, will you just stop getting caught there? And because there's so many layers, I'm pretty confident I'm not catching it. I'm not going right through, so I'm not stitching it shut. I'm just catching my and as I sort of come down here, I can sort of pick it up and hold it in place, and then I know where I'm going a little bit better. I do like the effect of this rough edging. Anyway, if you've done your envelope, you might want to, these, I think these would be wonderful gift ideas. Like I think I stitched one of these, if I remember correctly, from the collaboration we did a few years ago, organised by Susanna at Vintage Blend Studio. And I think I had made one for one of the ladies. I can't quite remember. I know I've made them before. And I'm pretty sure I did a video on YouTube to show how to do it. Or how I do it. Might not be the right way to do it, but that's how I do it in my wacko way of thinking. Now, this, I'm going to stop here and knot it because I want to start from the bottom, the back, you know, I'll show you what I mean in a second. I can't get the words out. It's actually quite late now. We've got to take Lulu to her friend's place. She stayed out, like we're just going to call her Stop Out Lulu. She stayed at her friend's place. Now that one's overlapping there, but I think I'll have this one overlapping here, which is fine. And that way I can stitch from down. I want to stitch from down here. So her friends, they stayed the night at one friend's place last night, and now they're going. I'm going to have a full length of thread so I don't have to stop and start. And now they're going to the other friend's place, and she was meant to stay the night, but because they've got school tomorrow, and they were all going to catch the bus to school, which sounded like fun, but she slept really badly last night. So she's very tired, and so has mentioned to her friends that she's just going to come over for the early part of the evening and then come home and get a good night's sleep. So anyway, they're cooking something odd. I couldn't understand what it was, and Lulu doesn't like what they're cooking, so she's negotiated, and I've cooked her it's a lentil salad, but it's got like chicken with garam masala a little bit of curry and turmeric. I nearly said curcuma in Italian. So you sort of shake all of that around in the bag. And then it's got mint and lemon juice, and it's really yummy actually. And fresh tomatoes and cucumber, and then spring onions. But I'm not putting those in Lulu's. So she's going to have that. So I stopped after I stitched these bits. I stopped and went and prepared that. So it's been quite a while since I came back. But if I don't get cracking, it's about 5 o'clock now, I won't get my video up. So we'll just stitch. It's not hard. See, they're not hard to do. They seem hard, but they're not. I'm going to stitch this bit, but I'm also going to catch this bit over here so that there's not like a little sort of separation there, which I didn't like. And I'll just go over it a few times and then kind of knot it. I don't care. I'll even knot it at the front. Like so. There we go. So there's my little envelope shape. Isn't that pretty? I like that. I'm very pleased with it. I bet you thought, what is she doing when I started? Now that's got to go down there like this. It's going to go down like this. So let's just get, you know what really is useful? Is a paper clip. One of these. I'm just going to clip it. Clip it. Oh, actually I might clip it there because I need to figure out my other bits. Okay, so put a clip here and a clip there. Now, I do need a button. I would like a big button, but I don't have a big button here. Oh, you know what I will use? I might use, just a sec. I love these buttons. I'm going to use a coconut button, I think. I don't have any red. I'm going to use one of these. I love these. These are some faves. I might put that there. Yes. I'm thinking. I'm not sure. I'm thinking yes. And then I could stitch. I could stitch a trim. This is a bit of a thick trim. Oh my goodness, you should see my mess. It's a pile of mess. Huge mess. Oh, I like that. I could stitch that on there. I could have it as a loop, or it could wrap around. I liked that because it's thin. However, I might prefer, I kind of prefer that. It's a bit shiny, but I like it. Yes, let's use this one. Okay, so I'll stitch my button on, and I'm going to use this thread here. Much. I want it to be double. Let's do double. They should be more or less the same length. Now I haven't done any decoration on it. I'm debating about that. I probably should have done it before, but then I didn't know where it was going to land, the top flap. So I can still embellish now, even though it's all stitched. Because first of all, I actually don't mind if you see the stitching through the other side. I don't mind that at all. So we'll just see what I decide to do. So I'm actually going to unclip it for now. And I'm going to stitch my button in place. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tie it. Might go, excuse me, through you go. Go talk to your stuff. You wouldn't be normal if you didn't talk to your stuff. I'm going to tie it so it can have a little fluffy bit coming up the top. Nice and tight. Right, that'll be enough. Okay, and then I need to stitch. I'm going to stitch this on here. I don't know how long I want it, so I think I'll just stitch it now and then I'll cut it the length that I want. I'm going to just do a wrap around, I think, So I had some of this thread flying around. I can see it, but can I grab it? Yes. Great gift idea, these. Put something special in them. Oh, wouldn't they be cute little journal holders too? I think some people who saw them when I first made them did make them for journals. You know, it's that little extra. The only thing is with the journals is figuring out the size. What size? Or make your pouch and then make the journal to fit it. I think that's probably the best way to go, rather than fitting this to the journal. Anyway, I'm just waffling on now. It's just a waffle. I better keep track of the time because I need to finish putting together Lulu's dinner out, and we're having it as well. It's really yummy. I haven't made it for quite a few years, but it's really good. I'll probably make it again soon. So I'm just sliding my needle under the first layer, I hope, of my faux binding. Actually, I'm going to slide on through there. And now I'm going to flip it over because I need to come around here. Well, this is not a good angle, but anyway, it is what it is. I'll do my best. I'm kind of going around the wrong side. So I hope everyone's having a lovely weekend. I've had actually quite a pleasant weekend. A bit of anxiety about you-know-what. The you-know-what episode last week. I've had a few moments of anxiety about that. Yeah, just, I don't know if that's the last of it, so I hope it is. Okay. And then I just need to come down this side, you see? There we go. That wasn't too hard. Now, it's not ideal, this trim, because it's quite wide. It's not going to be easy to wrap around, but, you know, do we like to make our life easy? Not really. Okay, so that's got to come down to about there. Let's clip it again. I will iron it so it stays down. If you heard a bash, that's my daughter. I just want it to do one. Well, I'm going to trim it off about here. I am going to put a little knot in the end. Okay, and that will wrap around. That's the theory. Yes, Lulu, I'm filming. Yeah.
Is it okay if I try my hair?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure, Lulu. It's not ideal, but that's what's happening there. Okay, and then I need to pop over here. I do need to tidy up my stitchy stuff. It's a bit of a mess. I did say that. I've said it again. There it is. This is what I want. I wanted to see what's in here. There's a little bit of embellishing stuff in here, so I just wanted to have a little look. I do quite like it like that. Another thing that could be quite nice is like if you had, well, maybe not this one, but no, not this one. If you had a bit of some sort of lacy bit, I don't know if I've got the appropriate type here, coming over the edge there, that would be nice. Oh, I've got some lace in here, like, oh, it kind of gives you a bit of a snow feel too, doesn't it? Well, I think so. See, that could be nice. Oh, I think that's really super pretty. Just maybe trim it off there, so I don't want to waste all that lace because that's going to be stitched down. But I was wondering if, I don't know what I've got in here, because I packaged this when, where did we go? We went somewhere. And I, oh, so cute. Doesn't fit. They don't fit. They're too big. Did you notice? When we went somewhere, I took all of this stuff. I thought I'd do something. Did I do it? Oh, when we went to Puglia. Yes. I did take all this stuff. I don't think I've got any more stamp bits in there. No, but I do like the lace. I do like it. Yes, I do. I think I'm going to stitch that on. Oh, I'm loving this envelope, guys. If you hadn't noticed, I am loving it. I'm just going to put that on like that. So I'll just whip stitch that on. You probably don't need to see me do that. I just wanted to see. I don't think I want to add anything else now that I've got the pretty lace. And this is not going to be an ideal closure. I'll tell you why, because this is too thick. It's too wide. But I'm going with it. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. That's going to be it. And it's going to go on my page. And what I'll do is I'll just stitch around like that to stitch it onto the page. But we can do that. We'll be doing that next week. And then whatever is going to go inside. And I'm pretty excited about it because it's different to all the other pages. And yes, that's going to go there. I actually might. I like it more off center. No, I don't like it more off center. I like it there. Normally I don't like things. Well, it's not perfectly in the middle. I normally don't like things in the middle. There we go. So there we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's my envelope. Of course, if it was going to be like a gift, you would decorate this. Like you might put, I'll just give you an example. You might put something like that and that on it, and maybe a bit of green, bit of lace. You know, you might layer it up with a few pretty things. Sort of thing, you know, if it was going to be a gift, just to give you an idea. That's what I would do. So I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow. Medieval Mirage Monday. Bye.